friend, Lucia. You might survive.
We've all been shouting about Clone Wars, and every time someone mentions something about this game not having enough content, DICE needs to throw in some Clone Wars is always there as the answer, and this is of course partly true. We needed Clone Wars content added to the game, and we know it will be coming in the fall through winter with all those new exciting additions. I'm sure that content will indeed be a lot of fun to play for a good while, but I have to ask myself, how long will I play it for and how long will I enjoy it? When you think about it, lack of content has been a problem for the majority of this game's life. But I also think this game lacks in a large way as it has no flagship mode to brag about. Galactic Assault can be fun and is fairly well designed, but in my opinion misses out on the freedom and map enjoyment that a Conquest mode would supply. Most modern shooters, bar those that have Battle Royale as their main mode, have Conquest as their main go-to. Conquest, just to explain, to win a game of Conquest, the teams in the game, usually two, must capture predetermined spawn points, referred to as control points or outposts in game labelled by flags. Depending on the amount of team members in the capture radius of a flag, a capture meter will fill faster, thereby shortening the time of capture. While capturing, it is possible for the enemy team to pause or slow down the capture. A 1-to-1 ratio of enemies and friendlies in the area will cause the capture to pause, otherwise the capture will slowly go to the team with more members in the area. The speed or direction of capture will not change until members leave the area or are killed. Once a control point is captured, a player can then choose to spawn in that location. Tickets symbolise reinforcements and determine which team is winning. Tickets are reduced through deaths or ticket bleed, and each death costs one of the team's tickets. So for anyone who might not have played Conquest before, that is a brief description right there. The best thing about this type of game mode is how free flowing it is. You can find flank points by making use of the whole map, and vehicles can even be incorporated into captures. Currently, with Galactic Assault as the main mode, you have a linear game mode, all working towards a scripted objective or point. And once again, I will say this game mode can be fun, but I'm sure if this game had a proper Conquest mode, just like the older games had, then this would be the go-to mode for most players. On top of that, I'm sure making maps and scripting them for Galactic Assault is much harder to do, meaning the devs spend way more time in this game making maps for Galactic Assault than say they do making maps for Battlefield 1 or Battlefield games. Just take a look at Battlefield 1 for example and see how many more maps have been added to the game since launch. I don't think it had as many as this one had at launch, but it's had more added to it. That is definitely something to consider. So now, along with the Clone Wars content, Grievous and Obi-Wan in fall, we should also be seeing the launch of a new large-scale mode. Dennis at EA Play said this mode would be focused around capturing command posts and destroying capital ships. There's been a fair bit of speculation about how this would work, and I've had a few ideas myself, but if I'm being honest with you, I hope they keep it simple. That way they can keep adding maps into the game, focusing on the map details rather than scripting an objective and zones moving like they do in Galactic Assault. If it's too complex a mode, the development time is going to go up for future maps, and even takes quite a bit of time. They just want to apply this game mode to the maps currently in game. So from my point of view, just a fairly basic Conquest mode would be the best option for future game development, giving us more of a chance to see this new large scale mode get more maps added to it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on how they should work this new game mode. Keep it simple enough so they can keep adding more content to it, but also fun enough, just like the standard Conquest we see in the Battlefield series and the older Battlefront games. A mode that should replace Galactic Assault in many ways and become the main option for new content. I feel the game would benefit from that greatly. Now I can already hear people saying it would divide the player base, and that is true, but if we really think about it, why should a Star Wars game worry about player numbers? In truth, there should be plenty of people playing this game. Something is obviously wrong with the current setup of the game, and I'm saying Galactic Assault is just not good enough as the main mode. Do this new large scale mode right, give us the desired Clone Wars content and maps, and really we shouldn't be worrying about player numbers anymore. That is of course if they get it right. Anyway guys, that is my thoughts on the matter. What I want to see now is your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you think a proper Conquest mode could have a positive impact on this game. As always, I thank you very much for watching. and I'll see you next time.